So, over the past couple days, we've went ahead and we've reviewed Indiana Jones 1 and Indiana Jones 2, or more formally known as Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Temple of Doom. Now, today, we're going to be talking about my favorite Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Directed by Steven Spielberg and released on September 14th of 1989, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade follows Indiana Jones, who is trying to get the Holy Grail. Well, unfortunately, the Nazis want it as well, who are holding Indiana Jones' father hostage in order to get the Grail. So when Indiana Jones rescues his father, they team up to take down the Nazis and get the Holy Grail before they do. Now, there are two very simple reasons as to why I actually love this movie and why it's my favorite. And well, the first reason is the imagery. What I mean is that I will always remember the images of the final tank fight, and I will always remember the images of the second marker. I will always remember the images of, well, Indy meeting Hitler. I will always remember the image of the final knight telling everyone to choose what they believe is the Grail, and then it going horribly wrong, and we get one of the coolest effects out of the entire trilogy. Even with stunning imagery and, well, with tons of images that resonate so well in my mind, or that I remember so well, that is not enough to make a complete movie. But characters can make a complete movie, and the chemistry between Indiana Jones and his father is perfect. Their chemistry is on point. They can go from like bickering and yelling at each other, which makes for some really funny moments, to a loving family that will be willing to do anything for each other, willing to die for each other. And that, my friends, is what makes the mark of a truly great film, with fun action, with awesome imagery, and great chemistry between Indiana Jones and his father. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is not only my favorite movie in this series, it's one of my favorite movies of all time, probably my top 5. I'm going to give Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade a 10 out of 10. Alright, so now let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Released on May 20th of 2008 and directed by Steven Spielberg, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull follows Indiana Jones, who's being threatened with losing his job, but fortunately he meets this man named Mutt, who needs Indiana Jones' help in finding the elusive Crystal Skull. So they team up to go ahead and find this thing before the Russians get a hold of it, which have some sinister plans as to what to do with it. Now, do I hate this movie like everyone else, and do I think that this movie goes over the top, and do I believe that this movie just absolutely sucked as hard as Phantom Menace? No. I really don't. And I haven't heard one single good thing about this movie. And I don't know what to say. Though I do believe it is the worst in the series, that doesn't mean I think it's a bad movie. It's just not as good as the others. And let me explain what I'm talking about. What I mean is that we got the fun Indiana Jones-esque action, and we got Karen from Raiders of the Lost Ark back, which is such a cool return. And we got the awesome temples, and then we got the twist revealing that the Crystal Skull is actually something from an alien extraterrestrial life. And that's what I find funny. There's nothing that says that there can be anything scientific in an Indiana Jones movie. It has to be all religious. I don't believe that for a second. There should be able to have some type of science fiction aspect to it, given the fact that it's based in the 50s. And the 50s was all about the rise of nuclear weapons and all about alien technology, aliens coming to Earth, like lab experiments gone wrong. That's what the 50s was about. That was all the craze that was going around at the time, so I believe that this movie fits well with the time period. And well, even though I do believe that this movie does have some serious positives to it, there are also some bad negatives, like the Shia LaBeouf swinging with frickin' monkeys scene during the jungle fight, and how Indiana Jones goes into this town that literally has a nuke that goes off, and how he survives by simply going into a fridge, and then how Shia LaBeouf's performance as Indiana Jones' son, Mutt, isn't that good. Yeah, there are some really big negatives with this movie. So, my final thoughts on this movie are, well, is it a great movie? No, not really. Is it a bad movie? No, I wouldn't say that either. I would go ahead and kind of rate it somewhere like in the middle. This is not a bad movie, nor is it a great one. It has its flaws and it has its times where it goes a bit too far. Some of the performances are pretty lame, and some of the actors don't do a good job with them. But that doesn't mean that this movie is bad. It's just the worst out of the Indiana Jones movies, and it was probably really disappointing for fans who went to go see this movie. I'm going to go ahead and give Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull a 7 out of 10. Okay, the dog literally took my chair, but whatever. We went ahead and we just reviewed Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and we reviewed Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Even though we have some mixed opinions with the fourth movie, that doesn't mean the series is bad. This is one of the greatest series ever made, and Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, give it a try, you might like it. So, let's just say up next, we're gonna have a very fun time with the next couple reviews over the next couple days, especially given the fact we're gonna be going over what is considered one of the worst, if not the worst, comic book movie of all time. So, with that being said, my name is Brendan Bromley, and I hope you guys have a good day, evening, night, whatever the heck time you're watching this, and I'll see you next time.